Welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome to our viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands, as well as online at onespotmedia.com.
Up first this evening, there's now uncertainty about whether Jamaicans will have the office of the political ombudsman in place when the next election is held.
On Tuesday, plans to have the office of the political ombudsman be subsumed by the Electoral Commission of Jamaica was delayed after politicians on both sides of the aisle sparred when the amendments were brought to the House.
Jamaica Maitland has the details.
All of a sudden, at the 11th moment, they're objecting. Why are you objecting at the 11th moment? Right? But you have never objected before.
A fiery Justice Minister Delroy Chuck responding to members of the opposition on Tuesday after the overwhelming number of criticisms to the amendment to the Political Ombudsman Act.
I think this is going down a dangerous and wrong path. I do not think that the ECJ commissioners should take on this function of being an adjudicatory body on political disputes in the heat of election campaigns.
Back in 2012, it was then the People's National Party government that passed legislation to wind down the office of the political ombudsman. Now in opposition, members say this was a grave mistake.
The fact that they will now have to deal with controversial issues that necessarily arise during a campaign, it has made me pause to think whether or not this institution that has become world-renowned is going to be subject to that level of controversy.
According to the opposition, the ECJ has developed a reputation that could become tainted if it meddles in the contentious bipartisan issues. Some government members of parliament agree.
I urge him to take a good look at that. Because things that are done in this way have a way of becoming permanent.
But Minister Chuck is adamant there will be no problems.
The idea that these 9 members, that their role could be tainted or affected, and it would undermine the success that they have achieved, with due respect, is unmeritorious.
But questions were raised about how the ECJ in its new role will operate.
Is it that all the members of the ECJ will sit or be a part of that body that adjudicates? Or is it only the independent members?
And what about sanctions? For years there have been complaints about the office being ineffective because the political code of conduct lacks teeth. Now, the opposition MPs want sanctions to be considered.
We're not supposed to have up flags. They're still up there. So I think consideration must be given as to the appropriateness of sanctions as we put this bill together.
The opposition is urging the government to meet to discuss how the process will work, or at least have a temporary ombudsman for the pending local government election. A deflated Justice Minister bowed to the request.
There's no doubt, Mr. Speaker, we need a political ombudsman at the earliest possibility. I'm going to ask that the meeting be suspended so that good sense can prevail until we next meet.
Question is that the matter be suspended?
Jamaica Maitland, TVJ News.